Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. At this time, for the enjoyment of everyone, we ask that you turn off all cell phones and beepers. Also, the taking of pictures in the theater is prohibited. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven,
nevermore.
Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore! Quoth the raven,
nevermore.
Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by this heaven that hangs above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven,
nevermore.
Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend? I said, upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven,
nevermore.
True. Nervous, very, very dreadfully nervous I was and am. But why will you say that I am mad? The disease had sharpened the senses, not dulled, not destroyed them. Above all was the sense of hearing acute. I heard all things in the heaven and in the earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Hearken and observe how healthily, how calmly I can tell you the whole story. It is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object there was none, passion there was none. I loved the old man. He had never wronged me. He had never given me insult. For his gold I had no desire. I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. He had the eye of a vulture, a pale blue eye with a film over it. Whenever it fell upon me, my blood ran cold. The honor of your presence is hereby requested at the Mask of the Red Death. The Red Death had long devastated the country. No pestilence had ever been so fatal or so hideous. Blood was its seal, sharp pains and sudden dizziness, profuse bleeding at the pores, scarlet stains upon the body and especially upon the face, and the whole termination of the disease were the incidents of half an hour. But the Prince Prospero was happy and dauntless and sagacious. He summoned 1,000 hale and light-hearted friends from among the knights and dames of his court, and with these retired to the deep seclusion of one of his magnificent abbeys, the creation of the prince's own eccentric yet august taste. A strong and lofty wall girdled it in. The wall had gates of iron. Was seen. But first, let me tell you of the rooms in which it was held. There were 7, an imperial suite. Each room possessed a tall, narrow, Gothic window of stained glass. In the corridors opposite to each window, there stood a heavy tripod bearing a brazier of fire, which projected its rays through the tinted glass. At the eastern extremity, for example, the window and all its contents were blue. And vividly blue. The second chamber was purple. The third was green throughout. The fourth was lighted and furnished with orange. The fifth with white. The sixth with violet. The seventh chamber was shrouded in black velvet tapestries, which hung all over the ceiling and down the walls. But the panes here were scarlet.